And hello everyone, this time we have Automobilista 2. As always, I am showing you my settings. Everything is maxed out except anti-aliasing is at low SMA. Also, motion blur is off, as always. So in my previous triple screen video, I tested Project Cars 2, and the reason is because I wanted to see and feel the difference between them. Because both simulators use same game engine. Now this is not the first time I'm trying Automobilista 2. I actually tried it at the very earliest of its days, and at that time it was really unpolished. So I skipped it, I waited, and I tried it again when they released the GT3s and GT4s. Unfortunately, those physics and setups was really weird as well. So the main issue that I had at the time was that the cars had very weird oscillations in suspension. So to help you imagine how it looked, if you know and if you can remember how low riders drive with hydraulics. So you can imagine in those rap clips how they jump up and down, and basically this is what happened in Automobilista 2. And so this is the third time that I'm actually trying the simulator, and I have to say that it had massive improvements in physics and setups. I can comfortably say that this should be the true sequel to Project Cars 2. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't have its shortcomings. It definitely does. So let me name few of them. Now, while I said that it had massive improvements in its physics, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have its shortcomings. For example, in some areas I feel that the simulator lets me to get away with some things that it shouldn't. And later, when the time comes, I will show you in the video where exactly and what exactly I mean. Now AI is not spotless as well. I think for the most part it's serviceable, but sometimes they are way too aggressive at staying at their own line. So for example, if you try to squeeze them, there is a big chance that you're going to get T-boned instead. So they really don't know when to back out at the corner. And later in the video I will show you the same exact spots what I mean. Oh, and also I forgot to mention that AI physics are not the same as your car. This issue is also present in Project Cars 2, and no matter how realistic developers will try to make, they will never be on the same playing field as you. So while the issue was very noticeable in Project Cars 2, in Automobilista 2 it's much better, but it's still noticeable. Now the content with improved physics is awesome, and I really can't emphasize it enough. Yes, the AI is a little bit spotty. Yes, the physics are not 100%, but for the most part, the experience is really good, and not to mention the awesome graphics. With maxed out settings, it looks awesome, like really good. For the most part, I will drive Nordschleife track in this video, but you will see in a bunch of other cars that the sounds, the graphics are really well done. another thing that I didn't like even at its release or the announcement was the season pass. 2-year season pass costs 90 euros. Yes, you heard me correct, 90 euros. And it had very vague promises about that. So I was really, and still is, not fan of that. So even in today, at the very end of 2022, which was also the ending of the season pass, they released only 4 DLCs. Each costs 9 euros. And so as currently things stands, you could just buy 4 of those and save bunch of money, which would cost only 36 euros instead of 90. So yeah, I know it's not a big company, I know it takes time to make those DLCs, but charging so much money up front without delivering it is really not good look in my opinion. So speaking about the performance, it performs very similarly to Project Cars 2. But I have to say, and in my opinion, it looks better. Not significantly, but in some areas it really looks better, at least in my opinion. Now for the most part I'm done with my commentary. I'll comment few things, but for the most part I said what I wanted, and I'm really glad that I tried this simulator again. These days I can highly recommend it for single player against AI, but multiplayer is dead unfortunately. I tried getting into the race and I could only find one server with 19 players and the second server was with only 9 players. So only about 40 players in total in multiplayer, so it's borderline dead. But against AI you can always race at your own desired time, and it can provide very good experience, I have to say. It's just that the physics and AI is not the best on the market. when I was saying about the spotty AI, in fact I had to restart this race. And what's funny is that I crashed in exact same spot by AI, or maybe my own fault, I'm not sure, but AI just rammed from my back, and basically it was same exact movement at same exact spot at same exact crash. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's my fault, maybe not, but the fact that I crashed exact same situation is really annoying, I have to say. Also, one more point about physics, and as I said that sometimes the game lets me to go away with some things that it shouldn't. So for example, in this exact corner, in most simulators you cannot go in hot, because if you go too aggressively you will get massive oversteer, and in this simulator you do not. So I was driving and I thought, well, no oversteer, nothing. Well, okay, like, but it shouldn't happen. So yeah, it's one of those things that you start to feel when you try multiple simulators. And to summarize, as I said, this simulator is good for the most part. It has amazing graphics. The physics are decent, same as AI. They are decent, but they are definitely not without flaws. So yeah, for the most part, this is my recommendation. But if you never played any simulator before, I would recommend getting Assetto Corsa 1, because it's better value for your money, at least in my opinion. So for now I am leaving you with the gameplay, or what's left of that. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. So bye bye for now.